Welcome to Van Lathan's The Red Pill, where we give you the brutal reality of truth. Our guest today, Amin Joseph from Snowfall. Snowfall is a fantastic show. I hope that you guys are all watching Snowfall. I know that Snowfall is still building its audience. I mean, it has a very substantial audience, but it's still building it as well. And there's some great people that are on the show. Damson, the homie, is on the show. Amin's on the show. DeRay Davis is on the show. It's a brilliant cast, a lot of people on the show. We talked to Amin about a lot of things. This is different for the Red Pill podcast. It's going to be interesting for the viewers that are listening. We're going to get a lot of video for out for this as well, because he actually came in character as Jerome, and we had fun, man. We went with it. You know, we had white boys in here cleaning up after him. It's the Red Pill, so we run shit in here. You know how it goes. It was a lot of fun. We also got into an interview with Amin about about his craft as an actor. It's always great to listen to actors talk about acting, how he sees acting in Hollywood right now, and the grind that it takes to make a career out of this. So if you're out there and you're thinking about coming to LA, or if you're thinking about going down to your local playhouse and getting your career on the stage or in front of the camera started, this is definitely a podcast that you would want to listen to. This brother's very talented. He's fearless. He stayed in character for a long, long time. And he was fun to talk to. So pop some pills. Let's get into this. The Emmys were Sunday night. And I was excited to see how what I believe is the finest piece of moving media this year, When They See Us. I was excited to see how it would do. Ava DuVernay's When They See Us arrested me in a way that I don't think that a television show has in a long time, should I say. And I was very, very happy to watch it run away with all the awards Sunday night. Such great creatives, Niecy Nash, Jerome, Blair Underwood, John Leguizamo, all of the actors that portrayed the Exonerated Five, Sante Black, everyone, Ava herself, Storm Reed. There's a lot of people in the movie. I could go on for a long time. It's a fantastic cast, well written and well directed. When the awards actually happened, the big winner was Jerome. Otherwise, When They See Us did not clean up at the Emmys as I expected it to. I was incredibly disappointed by that because it was so masterfully done, and also because I know how hard it must have been for that cast and crew to tackle that subject matter. It's a brave undertaking and something where you have to reach into your soul to do so. My anger at Hollywood or at the powers that be for not recognizing this work, I had to consciously temper. And I think that we all have to consciously temper feeling disappointed by not being recognized from people who a lot of times don't understand the stories that we're telling. It's a very hard thing to do. I would want to shower Ava and the cast and crew of the movie with as much love and adulation as possible. I want them to know just how well made it was, how affecting it was, how inspirational it was, and just how transformative the story was. Look what it actually did for the lives of those brothers, those 5 young black and brown boys who sacrificed a piece of their humanity. Didn't sacrifice it, had it ripped and torn from them. Look what a piece of art actually did for those men. Like, actually changed their lives and has the entire world looking at what happened to them, re-examining it, and celebrating them for the fact that society did not break them. That's art at its finest. That's art at its purest. That's what art is supposed to do. Art is supposed to take us to places that we've never seen before and take us through experiences that we've never had before, but it's also supposed to make us look at things that actually happened in a different way and celebrate the actual living drama that is existence on this earth. And that is what When They See Us actually did. So when you see those men there, when you see their lives, when you're investing into what's happened with Brother Corey, Raymond, when you see all of these guys and you see how full of vigor, how full of energy, how triumphant they look, that's partially due to the effectiveness of the work that we saw. That doesn't need an Emmy. It doesn't. The universe gives an award for that. Karma celebrates that. We celebrate that. There's no statue that can put into words how we're all feeling about the experience that we watched on the screen or about the joy that we see watching these brothers live out loud. There's no award for that. Was I upset? Sure, I was upset. Of course. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop being upset whenever somebody doesn't give us recognition for our brilliance. We have to recognize our brilliance, and that has to be enough for us. The love that we have for each other has to be first and foremost enough for us. And I love everyone that was involved in that project. I am proud of everyone that had anything to do with that project. I watch it still, not the 4th episode, because damn. But at the same time, I want to extend a Red Pill Podcast Award. I don't even have one made up, to the cast of When They See Us. I was deeply affected, remain deeply affected, and your talents and your gifts are a blessing to us. And I don't know, man. Best way I can say is the shit was just dope. It was just dope. And to the Exonerated 5, we love you guys enough to work so that no group of young boys, women, our LGBT brothers and sisters, no one finds himself in the same position that you guys were. Okay? So, love everyone. Light. Pop some pills. Let's get into Amin Joseph. So, listen, we in character.
What the fuck you talking about character, man? I'm just Jerome, man.
Jerome.
Man, Nick done told me come up here to talk to you. What you do?
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
What
Jerome,
you do?
everybody, yo, before we even get started, you give him some water. Make sure our brother got some water. He don't get dehydrated. Give him a cup. Give him a cup for the Henny.
You got the white folks working for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. White people in the room, clap for Jerome Saint.
This motherfucker got white folk.
Got
Jim Brown or something.
I'm telling you, brother. So
I would co-sale or some shit.
That's what I'm doing, man. Jerome, where you coming from, my brother? By the way, just to let you guys know that are listening, we have Amin Joseph in here. He is in character.
Who the fuck is you talking to?
I'm talking to the people that are listening to the podcast now and watching the podcast. Yeah, my brother.
What's that? NBC?
Nah, it's like on it's a podcast. It's not on
broadcast. You mean broadcast?
Nah, it's a podcast.
We don't fuck with what is that?
A podcast is like an interview that goes on the internet.
Man, I'll get you some. You got to get with the big cameras and shit. You got these little ass cameras in here. You got to get the broadcast thing. They patch cables and all that shit there.
No, but it don't work like that no more, brother.
Satellites, my nigga.
Like I feel you, G. But now you can do with these little cameras, right? And you can send it out to more places than those big cameras could send it out to even before. So that little camera can go everywhere, all over the world. Now you don't need the big ones no more.
You're full of shit.
I'm telling you.
Full of shit. That's
Jerome, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Because I gotta admit, we got some white people in the room. They might not be keeping up with your life.
I like the white people.
You like white people? Why you like white people, brother?
Yeah, I like all people, man.
Like all
what
people.
are you talking about, man? Human race.
Human race.
Human race.
They might not be following your life on Snowfall, man. They might not know too much about you. So if you were going to explain yourself to one of these people, because where are you from in LA?
First of all, I'm a goddamn black man. I ain't gonna explain myself.
I feel you.
History of the planet. Start with me. End with me. That's what you got to talk. That's how you got to talk to them.
That's like you got knowledge of self. You know yourself. You know who you are. I'm asking you. You said black man, original man, history of the planet. You got.
You bring me out here for, man?
Nick, he's talking to Nick May right here. Nick May. Jerome was talking to Nick May. Like, did I cross you, brother? I don't want to cross you. Man.
Knowledge and shit, man.
You say the history of the planet, the black man. You say you got knowledge yourself. You got knowledge yourself. Okay, cool. You got knowledge yourself. You're not gonna tell him a little bit about where you from, where you come from?
Goddamn show Snowfall. You heard of John Singleton?
John Singleton. I heard of John.
You
Singleton.
heard John Singleton?
That's our brother, man.
Legend, ancestor.
Yeah. Paved the way.
Yeah.
Your life is on TV every week for them to see, man. What's going on in LA? You kind of like telling the story for people to see.
I mean, I ain't telling no story. I'm just living my life.
Living your life. What do you want people to know about your life?
You just see a three-dimensional, you see five-dimensional.
Right.
Portrayal of real life.
Right.
Real people.
Mm. What's going on? Like, what's going on in your life that you feel like you want people to know about?
Episodes or something? What are you talking about?
Not episodes. I'm just saying, what about your journey?
It's boring, man. Goddamn.
Like, what the fuck you want me to say?
Goddamn. Let's talk about some bitches or something.
Well, you talk to me about
something.
You talk to me about
something that's going on.
You talk to me about something.
I'm explaining myself to these little ass cameras.
Like you talk to me about something. Tell me, what kind of woman does Jerome Saint like?
I got a woman.
Well, your woman.
Louis, Aunt Louis.
You love her.
Beautiful.
What you love about her, bro?
Black chocolate.
Chocolate.
Goddess of the earth.
Original woman.
Cut you too. Cut you.
Is the jewelry real? You shining, my brother. I'm asking you, because like I don't know if y'all, because y'all can't see this. Saint came through. He got the drip on, and I just want to know, is the jewelry
touch
real?
It.
I don't know if I should touch it, bro.
Touch it. Touch it.
Saint, I don't know if I could, because you got your lighter. You flicking your lighter. I don't think I should touch it, bro. I don't want to touch it.
Oh, you don't ask a man. The size of his penis, and you don't ask a man if the goddamn jewelry is real.
So you should assume that the jewelry is real, because you making money.
You don't assume. Make an ass out you, ass out of me.
Yeah. What is it like being around Damson Idris? Is that how you say his name? What is it around being? What is
that British kid? Huh?
That British kid. Yeah.
Fine actor. Black as night. Fine actor.
He is a dark-skinned brother.
That boy's. I think that boy done reincarnated Portier.
Yeah.
Boy, good.
He is good. Like you guys push each other on set. Like you learn from each other. Like is that kind of what the vibe is? Is that how John wanted it on Snowfall?
I think that John he empowered people to do their own thing, have their own creativity. You know, every time you mention John, there's gonna be a soft spot for me because he's gone.
Yeah.
But that brother empowered the crew. He empowered the cast. Everybody like that. You know?
Yeah. Now I gotta ask you a question, because it's something that's been really talked about on the internet. And I'm glad that we got Jerome to ask this question to. There's
smoke.
In this room? No, you can't smoke.
On the planet.
No, you can't smoke. You can smoke in your imagination, but you can't smoke in here. And plus you got Newports. And you reminded me, like you got some Newports. Reminded me of my granny gone right there. She's smoking. Boy, go get me a Newport. So I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't want you ain't been bullshitting me this whole time since you've been here, and I don't want you to not bullshit me now. It's an argument going on. He lit the cigarette anyway. Just to let y'all know, this is a red pill first. He lit the cigarette anyway. Oh, they're supposed to he lit the cigarette. He asked if he could smoke. I said no, and he lit the cigarette anyway. Okay, somebody give me something to fan this. I'm allergic to that shit for real. Oh, he put it out. Look at that brother. That's a good brother. Give it up for Jerome, man. That brother. I said I was allergic. So look, here's the thing. Argument online. What's a better show out of Power and Snowfall? This is starting to happen. Power has been holding it down for a long time. Snowfall is gaining new fans every single week. And people are starting, I was going to ask you about this, people are starting to ask the question, what's better, Power or Snowfall, man? I'm sure you've seen Power before. They use the big cameras.
Did
Yeah, they use the big cameras on Power.
they got the big camera on there?
Yeah.
I say, this is how I look at it. Goddamn black man. Game of Thrones, that's who I want. Game of Thrones. I don't got power. Game of Thrones.
So that's the show.
We better than Game. Ain't that the show?
Yeah.
Ain't that the show everybody talk about?
So you saying fuck Power? Y'all the best.
Snowfall better than Game of Thrones.
Snowfall better than Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
You love Snowfall.
I ain't gotta love it. The shit good.
Yeah. Has it been good for your career? It's been good for Jerome Saint?
What the fuck you talking?
I'm asking you, dog, because I'm asking you, how has your life changed since Snowfall has been on?
Goddamn life ain't changed.
Hasn't changed at all.
I get up with the same drawers, wash my ass the same way, put on some little cologne and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get up with the same drawers on how many days in a row till you change?
Sometimes I keep it, if I don't get out the house, then I might keep the same goddamn drawers on because later I got a bowl of cereal or something. I ain't I'm gonna wash. Day and a half. I'm going.
Right, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. So, so now that you're a celebrity and people know who you are, do people come up to you and want to get your autograph and want to take pictures with you and want to sip Henny with you and want to smoke a cig with you? How does that go?
I don't know about that. What I do know is that perhaps I might remind you of somebody you know.
Right.
Somebody you grew up.
Yeah.
Talking to you.
Yeah, no, you remind me of several people that I grew up with.
So that's what I'm saying.
You remind me of my Uncle David.
Okay.
You remind me of my Uncle Mark.
Is he with us? Is he with us?
No, they all went to jail. Basically,
but they alive.
What?
Is they alive?
They they alive in a way. The 80s took their toll, but I love those brothers. But you remind me of them because when I see even the Jerry curl and the chain and the bravado and the Newports, it's very familiar. And that's the thing. It's very familiar. Now, for your curl, what type of activator do you use? Oh, he's going to the bag. He's going to the bag. Oh, shit. No. Watch out, don't spill your Hennessy. Why, listen, we
you got some witchcraft on you.
I know I don't. That's
some witchcraft on you.
Look, but watch this.
You got some witchcraft on you.
But Jerome, look what happens. Look how it goes on my podcast. You spill something, and a white boy goes, you spill something.
Damn right.
You spill something, Jerome, and watch this. I want the whole Red Pill podcast to know. As soon as Jerome spilled his Hennessy, watch this. Watch a white man come clean it up. Come clean it up. Come clean it up, God damn it. Look at that. Look at that. Clean up after Jerome Saint. Give it up for the good. Look at that.
Mr. right there.
John, you better clean it up.
Don't touch nothing that you ain't supposed to touch.
They don't pay me enough for this.
You one of them Illuminati niggas. Huh? Illuminati niggas. I heard of you.
What I'm talking about, bro. No, listen, but you know what? You do bring something up. It is a very familiar character. We all know the boisterous uncle or cousin or big brother that would be handling business out there that was kind of like a protector that kind of like did stuff like that. Do you draw inspiration? Well, not you, because you are actually Jerome Saint. But let's just say an actor was portraying you. Do you think that those are the guys that actor would draw inspiration from in order to craft that character?
Do you think a person would draw inspiration from me to play me, is what you're asking me?
Damn it. I'm doing my best. Yes. Do you think a person would draw inspiration from someone like you?
So perhaps I'm dreaming right now, and this ain't me being me. But if I wake up, it's me trying to play me.
If you were somebody else and they were trying to play you, would that person draw inspiration from you to play you?
Is a smart answer, yes.
That's a smart answer. Crystal, clap for Jerome Saint right there. Jerome, what do you want out of life? Like, what do you want? What do you want? You say you got your woman.
I'm living life.
You got your freedom. Yeah. Like, what's the big picture plan for Jerome Saint? Like, what do you want?
Family.
Family's everything to you.
Family.
Here in LA, or you want to take the family somewhere else?
Family.
Family.
Legacy, family.
Legacy and family.
Family. The only people you can trust, only people you fight with and make up with. Family.
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 Okay. So what do you want for your family? Like because a couple people are like
I take care of my family. That's my job.
That's your job.
That's my job. Only job I got.
Right.
Take care of my family. Take care of people I love.
Now let me ask you this.
Every black man should understand that.
Every black man should understand that to take care of your family is the most important thing. Does it matter how you take care of your family?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean it is. Some people would say, doesn't matter how you take care of your family as long as your family is taken care of. That means if you got to rob, if you got to sell something, if you got to do whatever, as long as you're taking care of your family, it's cool. Other people would say,
You judging me?
I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you.
You judging me?
I'm not judging you, brother.
You judging me?
I'm asking you. I'm saying other people would say that in order to take care of your family in a way that's responsible, you need to not maybe be in the streets so much. Like, what would you say? Does it matter as long as your family's taken care of?
I'm saying that the lion got to still stay on the Serengeti, right?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
my four corners, that's where I'm at. That's what I know.
That's what you know.
I would take care of everything in between there.
What part of LA did you grow up in?
Stop asking me all goddamn questions.
Is this a podcast?
Goddamn CIA.
It's a podcast. So what we supposed to do?
FBI got white folk working for them. Little cameras.
Jerome, do you like rap music? It's okay. What kind of music does Jerome Saint listen to?
Boosie.
Boosie. Some Parliament Funkadelic in there?
Okay. Man.
Some Confunction? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little average white band?
Hey. Parliament.
Funkadelic. You like that?
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time? Jerry Maguire.
Shaft! Shaft!
Shaft is good.
Shaft, your favorite movie?
Actually, no, it's not. My favorite movie is actually...
Your favorite movie, Shaft.
I gotta lie.
Followed up by The Mac.
The Mac is good.
Favorite movie?
Yeah, stick yourself, Tony.
You seen The Spook?
Spook to Set by the Door, yeah.
Has that all that government stuff there.
Right. You like the... So these are your favorite
Spook.
movies. Spook.
That's
the Spook to Set by the Door.
You seen it?
Seth, my favorite movie is Mo
Have
Better
you
Blues.
seen it?
I've seen Spook to Set by the Door. I've seen it. I've seen those movies.
You read the
Great.
book?
I haven't read the book. I've seen the movie. You like Mo Better Blues? That's my favorite movie. It's by Spike Lee. Ever heard of Spike Lee?
Good movie.
Good movie. That's my favorite movie. Do you like Uptown Saturday Night? So I'm talking about, see what I'm saying? What? You like you said? Coffee with Pam Grier? You see what I'm saying?
Friday Foster.
We good. Friday Foster.
Foster Friday.
I love that
Friday
too.
Foster.
I love that too. What about the Goonies? You don't like the Goonies? What about Citizen Kane? All good. Whoa. Citizen Kane, little Orson Welles.
Why you don't like the black movies?
Black movies, okay, black movies.
Why you don't like those?
I do like
The
them.
Wash.
The Wash is great. The Wash. What about Car Wash though? A little bit. I like The Wash, man.
Wash.
You know what my favorite movie is? My favorite movie is a movie called Titanic 2. I like that one. 100 years after the Titanic is like, it's 100 years in the future. There's a movie called...
I done some B movies now. I've done some B movies.
All right. Like it's a set in the future. It's the Titanic. Watch it. Like, what is it? What was
It ain't the Titanic Part 2. It's the Titanic
2. It's like the Titanic 2. So it's another Titanic story.
Another Titanic. Not the sequel of the Titanic.
Right. Because you can't do that.
Smart, boy.
Smart. They did that. What was it like making that? Because sometimes...
Shitburger. Shitburger.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, in your career, you've taken the natural, gradual steps to get to where you are right now, which is on one of the biggest shows, man. What was it like working for it, man? You did the Titanic 2. You've done a lot of different television. So now you're here. You're in your...
He ain't bring up none of the image shit, I mean. He bring up goddamn Titanic 2.
You tell me what it is, because I've seen a lot of stuff that you've been in, brother.
Brother, I work.
You work. You've been working.
I transform.
Like
Transform on them.
what do you want to transform next? What would be your dream role?
I ain't got no dream role. I want to create. Create.
Want to create?
Create. You want to make a movie?
Yeah, I want to make a movie.
Titanic 3. Niggas on the boat. Can't swim and shit.
I know that would be a short one, bro. That would be a short
movie.
It's a short movie.
Short movie.
Short movie. Because we ain't going on the boat in the first place, but
You get on them Carnival cruise lines.
We do. You know what? That's been happening more lately. Actually, that's the point. They've been doing these
bad for the environment. That's what I heard.
Carnival cruise lines. Do you care about the environment, Trump?
Of course, this is my planet.
I'm asking you because some people don't care, man. Some people say it's not going to.
You got, the God folk think that you're going to die before, God, Jesus going to come back down and get you before get destroyed. And then you got the atheists, and they think they can make some shit happen that they ain't made in the first place.
Word up. How you look? You want to take care of the earth, though?
I just take care of myself. If I take care of myself, this is an extension of me, right?
Right.
I got to take care of you.
It's true.
How much your bills is?
Per month? Let me see. That's a good question. How much are my bills per month? Car paid off. Okay.
What you got?
I got a 2010 Honda Cross Tour.
Okay, you got some work to do. Your bill's easy. I'll take care of you. Bye.
You got me, bro? Shit. It's not that much, bro. I live frugally.
A month.
I get probably per month. I say I probably got $5,000 a month in bills. Not that bad, bro. I ain't got that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got a lot of stuff paid off. Get a lot of clothes
that
for
woman
free.
Draining your ass, boy.
What about you? How much is your bills, bro?
$200.
$200 a month.
$200.
And where do you live on $200 a month?
Same house I came up in.
Same house you came up in.
$200.
How important is community to you, Jerome? How important is it?
A lot of people I came up with. Yeah.
Right.
I'm a differences with people, but love my people.
How do you feel two black? Let's say this. Let's say Jerome Saint, you walking down Slauson, right?
That little camera on too.
All of these cameras are on. That's good. That could be Jerome Saint camera right there. Let's say you walking down Slauson, right? Like you like yourself. You looking into the camera. You doing the thing. Well, Jerome is giving y'all a little bit. Give some to that camera too, though, bro.
Which one the women?
The women look through that camera right there. Jerome Saint want to talk to the ladies real quick. So
you know how to get them.
So, but you got your woman. So is it still important to you that other women think that you the shit? That you're attractive to other women? You work out? You look like you work out. Is that not okay to say? I was like, you. That's not. I'm just saying you look like you work out, bro. You got a nice build. Jerome looks confused. You can't. Is that? You can't say that to another. Like, yo, bro, you yoked. You like you buff or whatever. You can't say that.
What you trying to do here, man?
I'm not trying to do nothing, Jerome. I'm saying
you're average. You know that.
Well, I'm
you're average at best.
I'm Jerome.
You asked me a whole bunch of questions. Don't mean nothing. I came in here thought I'd get a Howard Cosell or something, big cameras and shit, and you asking me about my motherfucking muscles. You asking me about.
But let me tell you something. If the people out there that were watching this, they looking at you and they go, yo, I wonder how I get like Jerome Saint, how I get big and how I get, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm asking the questions that I think that they would ask. They're going to look at you. Obviously, you got the netting in the shirt, so you know that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, so you know what's happening. So they're going to look at you and they're going to want to know what Jerome Saint.
Everybody can't wear this.
That's for damn sure true. And not everybody fucking wants to.
It's hot as hell in here, boy.
It is.
God damn.
It's hot. But you're also on that Hennessy. So that's kind of
I ain't had nothing. Just spilled it out.
right.
I had that white boy come over there and get that thing.
It was down. She was tight. She was tight. She was tight. I'm average. That ain't average though.
That ain't it.
That ain't average.
I'll give you that.
I appreciate you, dog. I'm doing my best.
This shit was whack, but that shit, that nigga came here.
Yeah.
That shit up.
So let me ask you this though. Snowfall, great show. Well, your life. When you're making Snowfall, knowing that there's so many great pieces of art that involve growing up in South Central LA that have come out, being at his Men's Society, being at his Boys in the Hood, any of the movies that we've seen over the years, knowing that you have those as templates to go forth, do you feel, was there any pressure or was there ever any excitement to add to that legacy? Because we haven't had one of those in a long time. Not since John touched Baby Boy in 99 had we revisited an era that was so important to everybody's life, what was going on here in LA. So tell me about that and what that means to you to be able to kind of reflect that and show that to a new generation of television watchers.
Yeah, I think you got to inform the people. The people got to know their history, and I think that even though it's a fictitious story, that Snowfall hints at a true reality, and I've met a lot of the people that are part of this reality. And it's a real thing, even though I play a character and I have fun with it. The bottom line is that these are people's lives, people's affected by this. And for me, there's no glorification in hurting your own people, hurting yourself. So to tell this story and tell it with some integrity, which John Singleton and the other creators have a circle of truth around their head to do, I think is admirable. Because a lot of times we just get a plain glorification, and we like to see the bad guy. We like to see alternative lives played out that we won't do, in reality. That's why we watch a television, go to the movies, get an escape. But sometimes we also need to be drawn into some of the heinous acts that we've inflicted on ourselves, or sometimes the powers that be, government, etc., have inflicted on us.
Give it up for Jerome Saint.
Got deep on him,
the eloquence. The eloquence.
Got deep.
The eloquence, the straight up eloquence. I'm going to ask you one more John Singleton related question. This is what I'm going to ask you. This was obviously, you've been you've done a lot of work. I know you've been working. Everybody knows you've been working. But when I saw you on Snowfall, this is legitimate, more to you, because I didn't even know Damson and some of the other people. Obviously, we all know D-Ray and all this. When I saw you on Snowfall, I was like, I saw it, there was a picture, and it was in like Entertainment Weekly or one of the magazines, and you were standing on the porch, and it was you, and I was like, oh shit, homie didn't came up. Because I'd seen you at other things, never met you, but I was like, oh man, that's dope. Like, homie didn't came up. This is a FX show. I know it's going to be successful. Look at that. John Singleton has provided that moment for so many people in their careers. Even people like yourself who have been working with, like Cube. We already knew who Ice Cube was. John Singleton provided that moment for Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? What did that mean for you to have a man of that ilk in this business believe in you and put you on that next level in your career? Can you describe that?
Yeah, I can describe it. We're very fortunate to do what we do. And when people can see some inkling of talent, inkling of pure, creativity or perspective that fits for a specific role, this could have been a different role and it didn't, work for me. But John and the other creative team, Tommy Slamy and Dave Andron and the people at FX, because it's a whole body. John is working in concert with a lot of people that some of them share the same views and some of them don't. So he's always working. Even John Landgraf said that, to get Snowfall made and to keep it on each season was a fight. And from that to come from the head, you understand how much each component, each person that had their own perspective was geared to making the best thing that they could make. And that meant that there would be a lot of compromising. And that's hard. John made his own films.
Yeah.
John unapologetically made his first film that he wrote and said, I'm going to direct it, and was able to, John's been speaking truth to power for a long time.
Long time.
And
I remember seeing an interview with him real quick, and I'll never forget this. As a young kid in Baton Rouge watching this, and I never forget this. He's sitting down, he's talking, he goes, I'm the director. So he goes,
that made me break character.
He says, John Singleton says, I'm the director. He says, the most important thing for me to know is that when everybody on the set comes onto the set, and he said it just like this, he said, I'm in fucking charge. And I thought to myself, and I was watching that, right? And I thought to myself, look at this motherfucking black man. I'm like, look at this. Like, he's talking to a camera. He's like, when you walk on my set, I'm in fucking charge. So, to your point, to go from that to more of a collaborative thing is probably
a learning curve. It's a learning curve, and there's a lot of working in harmony. And for better or worse, Snowfall bears the fruit of that of that toiling. You know what I mean? And John was so proud of this and foresaw where this was going, and for us, that bears responsibility for us as the cast, individually as actors, all the crew members that he put on, and all of the people that he was collaborating with, that help. He didn't do this alone, and John didn't go into anything doing it alone. He never took sole credit for anything, even in that situation where he's saying, the buck stops here. He still, trust me, depending on people to be efficient in their roles, and that he would defer to them for what they know how to do best. John's not going to tell me how to act. That's why he hired me. So he empowers me. He says, Amin, come with it. You're representing my community. You're representing people that I know. I wrote this thinking of certain people in mind, and know you're not them, but invoke that spirit. Give me that true portrayal. Leave it all out here, and I'm gonna make sure I got you. You're gonna be framed up right,
Word. All right, we're gonna get back to Amin in a second. We're about to pay some bills. Fame, money, ego. These things can make athletes seem superhuman. But what happens when those in professional sports reveal the darker side of their humanity? Ooh. Every week, the Podcast Network's new podcast, Sports Criminals, explores some of the most significant sports crimes in the world. Y'all, I have lived through some of these stories as they have played out. Some of them are crazy, chilling. Remember former NFL receiver Ray Caruth hired a friend to murder his pregnant girlfriend? That is a crazy story. Ray Caruth was actually just released from prison not too long ago. Some of these crimes are reckless, like when former NBA star Jason Williams shot his limo driver to death. It's an accident, but then he tried to cover it up. That was a big deal as well. Some of these crimes are unimaginably tragic, like when wrestler Chris Benoit, the Canadian crippler, murdered his wife and his 7-year-old son before committing suicide. I remember the morning I heard about that story. Everybody was just unbelievably shocked. Sports Criminals, athletes you thought you knew, crimes you won't forget. Listen and subscribe to Sports Criminals for free on Spotify and anywhere you listen to podcasts, or visit parcast.com/sportscriminals to listen now. So, Jerome, going from that's pretty deep.
I'm aiming now, nigga.
You aiming now? You aiming? I mean, I'm just listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, Amin, you came in character, and I loved it. So, are you Jerome again now?
Nah. We good now. Once I dropped it, you lost the magic now.
I mean, look, I was having fun with it. I thought the shit was fucking brilliant. I've never even had anybody come in there and do that before. Crystal was like, she's scared. She was like, "Who is this nigga? You gonna come in and rob everybody?" She was like, so I want to ask you something. Like, it's people that listen to this podcast, they want to be actors, man. And there's a lot of people that come out here and deal with the craft of it and cannot handle one part of acting, which is integral to it, and that is the no's, the rejections, the things that you don't get. They look at you and they think that you got off of a bus or a train somewhere last week and then boom, you got the biggest role. I'm sure you've been told no a lot. How do you deal with that?
I don't think you ever deal with that. I think that's a
Speak right into that, though.
yeah. I don't think you ever deal with the no's. I don't think that's something that you could ever wrap your head really around, your heart, your spirit really around no's. Each no is a dagger, but you build a hide. You build. To me, that's why you have something for myself. It's the craft. I know that I love acting no matter what. I know I'm good no matter what. So I may not be right. I may not be whatever for whatever particular project, but I don't look at myself anything other than the best actor that ever walked the planet. And if a no comes, then they just don't need me for this particular thing. But it would be detrimental to my ego. It would be detrimental to the type of characters that I portray and the type of confidence that those characters have and the amount of work that I have to put in to that character, the amount of psychology and effort and emotional and spiritual work that I have to put into a character. I do too much work for a no to limit me and to stop me. But to say that it doesn't affect me would, then I couldn't be truly transparent. I couldn't really feel things. I couldn't, you know what I mean? So I'm supposed to feel that no.
Right.
It lets me know I'm alive. Same thing if you got butterflies in your stomach before you're doing something, that lets you know you're alive. That lets you know, okay, let's go. This is what I'm here to do. So the no's are part of that, but I hate them. If I never got another no, I'd love it, but I probably wouldn't get much growth out of it.
Now, there was a very talented young actor, Shamik Moore. You guys know Shamik Moore?
Shamik?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shamik. I work with him on Dope.
On Dope. By the way, fantastic movie. He was fantastic in that. He was great in The Get Down. He was great in
This is the new Wu-Tang series right now.
Yeah, I actually moderated the panel last night. Wu-Tang. He plays Raekwon on that. Great young actor. He was on The Breakfast Club, and he said that he no longer feels like he has to audition. What point in your career do you feel like you get to where you won't audition anymore? Is there ever a point? Because that was very controversial. A lot of actors that I know were like, "Oh man, how do you feel like you don't need to audition? Like blah 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 blah." Like what's the point? Because he was talking about the fact that he had auditioned for Coming to America 2. He had not gotten that. Jermaine Fowler got it. Shout out to Jermaine.
Jermaine dope.
Jermaine, great. And
Shamik is my dude. Listen, this is how I feel. This is a business, right? So, I know Antonio Brown has some issues right now, but he didn't audition for the Patriots job, right? So we can spat over whether someone is deemed worthy, but if he feels like that, just the way I say that I feel like I'm the greatest actor on the planet, if he feels like he shouldn't have to audition, then brother, make that your reality. And if he's making that his reality and he's saying, listen, don't give me anything unless someone knows that they want to work with me, they can see my body of work. And if they meet with me, they will realize how, they'll realize his experience. I ain't even trying to put anything on his experience. I know that young man, and he's a worker. So that's how he feels. That's what he doesn't want to audition. Maybe he doesn't like that process. Auditioning is a total different, it's a total different skill than actually being on set.
That's exactly what he said.
It's a total different skill. There's plenty of actors that are horrible at auditioning, going into a cold room, sort of like this one, and bearing your soul to small little cameras. Yeah. So you know what I mean,
right.
but for real, it's a very generic, it's a very flat, where you're trying to come in some way act to a camera and to a person that's reading, and it's its own skill. Right. And I can understand anyone that doesn't like it. For me, it's like, okay, that's just a challenge that that's a necessary evil of the business. So I'm going to have to find a way to enjoy it. I'm going to have to find a way to be empowered by it. So for me, it's like, I don't know, I'll audition, I accept offers. It comes so many different ways, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't tell that man and how he sees himself and for his career, I wouldn't talk him off of that or try to belittle him and say that, other audition, you ain't on his level. Right. He's on this frequency of this is how he sees himself, his career. And he's quite successful. So maybe we might want to take some notes from
quite successful
from the young king.
And also incredibly talented. That Wu-Tang,
he is very talented.
That Wu-Tang series has some great young actors on it. Him,
there's a lot of dudes.
Yeah, Zoe Grace, a lot of.
So why would I be mad? There's people that have that get that same cachet, and they've done not an inkling of what he's done.
Right.
But people position them in this business so that they don't audition and that they're only receive offers, and so we got to realize that this is a business. And he's not saying that out of pure, just like, I don't audition, like I'm better than you. It's just that for his business, where he's at, what he sees for his career, where he's been, the work that he's put in and his trajectory of where he's going, that young king sees himself as the greatest actor on the planet. And I see him as that too.
Word. So how can he be the greatest when you're the greatest?
That's right. It's a world where we're all the greatest.
Oh, word up. I'm fucking with it.
That's right.
I love that. Man, give it up for that. Give it up for that. Because they always give it up for that. They're like, all, yeah. So, listen.
That's our problem. We be arguing about, he greater. He's greater. No, he's supposed to audition. He ain't supposed to. Or he's better than that. Like, why are we comparing?
I get it. So, listening to you talk about your craft, to anyone that's involved, and everybody's in here, everyone's listening, it's obvious. It comes off of you, the deep love that you have for creating and the deep love that you have for acting. Automatically. I was able to make you break character.
You did.
By making you by making you get into your feelings about what it means to be an actor and like the inspirations that came from that.
And the John.
And John, and we should be on John, who a giant who was like a member of our family, actually a member of your family that we all lost. So I want to ask you this question. There's a growing conversation about roles that people should be playing. Like, should someone who is gay play somebody who is straight? Should someone who is white play someone who is Asian? Should a fair-skinned sister play somebody who is dark-skinned? We went through that with Zoe Saldana and Nina Simone. Should a Black American be play, because with the Harriet movie, like all different situations like this. We've talked about all of those different things. Where do you fall on that? Every actor that comes in here, I'm going to ask them about that. Like, are there roles that you wouldn't play because they're not authentic to you? And do you think that roles need some inherent authenticity to them in order to be played effectively?
That's real loaded. You got a lot of different things in there. I try to chop it down.
Sure.
First of all, if we're looking at some of the phenomenally talented actors that are, for instance, British, because a lot of times, even with the lead of my show, young Brit, exactly. African Brit, and but he nice. He nice.
He can act. He can go.
Like, who better than him?
Yeah.
Who better? Period. He nice. So when somebody nice, I want to work with somebody nice. I'm nice. So I want to work with someone nice. He's good. He's great. So he got the job. It's one job. It's a lot of jobs out here. If you nice, you gonna work. If you not nice, you bitching and moaning and you haven't put in the work, you maybe didn't, I don't know. He nice. He nice.
Word up.
He nice.
Right.
Like, for real. If you don't look at that young man and say that he is the future of some of our cinema, then I don't know what you're watching.
He's doing his thing. I saw him in Black Mirror, a role completely antithetical to what he's doing in Snowfall.
He has a film Farming. And I'm not blowing smoke up him because like I work, like I said, I work with Shamik. Shamik is nice.
Yeah.
You know, he don't want to audition. All right, you better than him? Are you better than him?
Right.
So relax. Get good. Get better than him. And I bet you have your own, pink M&Ms in your bowl too. Like the shit you want. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So he's a young black Brit that can play the role that he's playing. And the question would probably be, could you find someone from South Central that could play that authentically?
Right.
Yes. Yes. But the man that got the role is nice.
What up?
You get me? So if he was trash, then we could call it on. We could call it a spade a spade. There's great actors everywhere, and I just believe that I do believe that the best actors should get the job.
No matter what.
I want to work with good people, and we got to realize that. Like, I'm from New York. Like, you know how many actors are from New York? If I took all the black actors from New York that are working in the business, or I took all the just actors, forget race. I don't know even why I put race involved.
Yeah.
If I just take all the actors from New York, and then I took the small little country, that little small ass UK, New York would probably equal the same amount of actors that work consistently from the UK. I'm not taking in California. I'm not taking in the rest of this 50, I'm not taking in the rest of North America.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes we get into a kind of a us versus them type of thing, that as an artist, when I step on the stage, I just know if you're good or not. I can look through your eyes and see you saying your lines in your eyes, and then I can look behind that to a little gray matter back there and see that there ain't no thoughts back there, and you about to get chewed up in a scene, period. And if you that dude that's getting chewed up, get better. Get into class. Get your foundation good. Get into a conservatory. Make this a lifetime goal of getting better in your creativity. Then we can have a conversation. But that conversation will probably be on set together.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of headspace do you get into in terms of, in order to deliver those performances that you're talking about right now? Like what's the process like? And I ask because everyone has a process for anything that you do well has a process. My dad would always say that. My dad would be like, yo, we pour concrete, we do it this way. My dad would be like, we hunt, we do it this way. So if you're doing something well, there's a process to it. The thing with acting or doing something creative is some of the processes follow the manual, some of them don't. Like, I remember I write all the time, right? I write. And then somebody I know, there's a really great writer, he goes, continue to do exactly what you're doing now. But he was like, now write after having three glasses of red wine. And I'm like, I drink the wine, I write a little bit better. And then he was like, all right, now try some Crown. And I found out that when I'm right on the edge of being fucked up, I'm Ernest fucking Hemingway. like you know what I'm saying? Like you
to yourself.
Yeah, to me. Like I really get better. I get less. My inhibitions go away. I'm flowing a little bit better. The things that I'm thinking about better. I know you can't go into an audition, off that Crown. But what I'm asking you is there a process? Is there something that you do? If some young actors watching this right now, listening to this on these little small ass cameras, what is there something for you?
Definitely. I think that's the mark of being a professional, that you have a system. You have a system of preparation so that you can minimize the doubt, that you can minimize that you can be time efficient. A lot of times you get material, and if we're talking about auditioning, you get the material the day before. You need to go in the next day. Or maybe even you get an offer to do something and you need to be prepared for some, a biopic in 2 weeks. I have friends, I have a good friend, Gabrielle Dennis. She went to Howard as well. She portrayed Whitney Houston in a BET biopic of Bobby Brown. And she did not have a lot of preparation time. So to me, it's about the time that you were prepared before that. It's about, it's like putting those shots up in the gym.
Right.
So that you are so prepared, that you're so full that you can access the different places that you need to go for whatever role. And some of those roles may be an emotional role. Some of those roles may be where you're emotionally reserved. So it's not like you need to all the time get to some vulnerable emotional place. Sometimes it's the lack of vulnerability. Sometimes it's a stonewall exterior. It could be so many different things. But to me, when you're not working is the time where you're working on those things. And, it'll keep you busy. It'll keep you, not worrying about if you book the next job, but you're getting better and you're honing your skills so that when you do get a role, someone's going to give me a role and they're going to fuck up. They're going to fuck up and give me a role that has so much dimension that perhaps someone else didn't see, that I'm going to add to because I've been working. I've been just storing up reps. I've been storing up different access of my spirit, of my emotionality, of my physicality, to morph into whatever I need to for any given role. So that's a joy to me. That's like a chemist. Like, I'm like, what do I put in here? And
Walter White.
Each role is a different mixture of how much, what am I going for? What's the emotion? What is the physicality? What are the character flaws? What are the things that have affected his life emotionally? What are the things that he's hiding behind mask? There's just so much. That's a joy to me to do those things. And if you've done that enough, then you can look at some material and kind of start overlaying some of that stuff quicker than maybe some other people can access that, because you're used to accessing truth, your artistic truth a lot. You're able to call on it. You know what I mean? That's the work. In my opinion, that's the work. Someone else may have some other thing, but for me, that's how I go about it, is staying in the gym, staying in classes, no matter what, always working on my craft, trying to stay on the stage as much, trying to stay vulnerable, and also evolving in life as a man with my family, the person that I am.
How important is that?
That's very important.
So
a lot of motherfuckers are still playing the damn same roles that they was playing when they was 20 because they the same person that they was when they was 20.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I think that a lot of times in art, like even when they talk about music, people always talk about the fact that like your first album is like, they talk about hip hop, like your first album is like your best album. Your first album, you come out because you put all your life experience into that one album. And I always would think to myself, well, don't you continue to experience life like after your first album? You should still be, or aren't you still growing? Aren't you still changing?
You know that for your career. You know that you found a process, like you said, there's a process, and you know that you've honed and refined that process to where it's an effortless thing, and now you have to kind of explain it step by step, and maybe I forgot that, oh yeah, I had to do this step, but it's so refined now. There were people that perhaps had a whiff of a wind sail of popularity or whatever, and they were doing something with a skill set that was very innate to them, and they never honed it. They never worked it.
It was just who they were naturally.
It was who they were in that moment of time.
Yeah.
And people access that all the time. You can build a career off of that. You can have a great character. You can do great work doing that. I'm just saying for longevity, we are ever evolving, and I can't be the same man as Amin. I can't be the same man that I was when I was 20 or 30 and be happy with myself. And nor can the characters that I portray have those same sensibilities, trying to tap back into those things that may have worked then. And I'm trying to carry that on now and trying to give you some shit that worked 10 years ago and booked me something 10 years ago.
What up?
I can't come with that. If anything, I'm thinking about how I will be in this career when I'm 75 and already accelerating my learning to say, you know what, I need to do things right now to set up the type of characters that I want to play. And of course, I have plenty of great actors that I can tap into their greatness and go, oh, that's a roadmap of how to get there.
So you went to Howard?
Yeah.
HBCU?
Yeah.
I went to Southern.
Okay.
a better HBCU?
You know that ain't.
Are you familiar with Southern University in Baton Rouge?
I mean, yeah.
It's a great school,
I
right?
like Southern. Yeah, I have a cousin that went to Southern.
I like Howard too. I like to fuck with the people from Howard. You know, I like to
I
fuck
know
with.
you like to go to Howard.
Do you know what I mean?
You would have liked to go into Howard. You said.
No, I said not that I would have liked to have gone to Howard. I said I like people from Howard.
You said that.
I said if I no, I did not say that. If I wanted to go to Howard, I could have easily gone to Howard.
Gotcha.
I want to ask you, how do you feel like the arts are being reflected at the HBCUs? There's so much talent there. There's so much. Like, do you feel like we're putting enough into, as a culture, into the arts? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Where I'm from, at Southern, drama and all of that stuff, besides the band, which was a big deal, wasn't that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that big of a deal. Like, we didn't have the facilities, didn't have things. And I always felt, you know what? There should be more of that.
Mm-hmm.
We should pour more of ourselves into really refining what it is, because what I feel like sometimes is we have to play a little catch up by the time we get to New York and LA.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you see stuff like that, and I was wondering if we could start.
Yeah, Howard is much different. Howard, at the time that I was there, it was a conservatory. It changed into a liberal arts program after I graduated. But yeah, I don't think that. I mean, there's so many HU alum that are doing their thing. They're
all over the place.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like all different parts.
Yeah, there's kind of a circle of truth around my head of that. I want to be equally balanced in engineering and in other fields, because I do think that we some talented folk.
We are.
And usually we are also very determined, so we can grind it out. And, whether it comes quick or whether it comes a little later in the career, we usually can find ways to ground it out, because some of us come from humble beginnings and know about hard work and being focused. So I don't think that that's an issue. I think that a lot of the content that's made by some of my peers and people younger than me and even older than me, I think that it's pushing boundaries. I think,
without a doubt.
I think we're in a good space, and there's more people that look like us that are on billboards. If you look around this city, it's reflected in the content that we see on streaming devices and on broadcast and cable and even feature films. So I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
Even Snowfall is a part of that. There was a time where there wasn't as many shows that were catered to our culture on television.
A time we're talking about like just 5-6 years ago. Yeah,
maybe
for
4.
Sure.
Yeah.
So in terms of like kind of piggybacking off that for a second, for you don't feel there used to be a thing before there were enough roles to where it seemed like there was intense competition amongst the African Americans in the industry, right? You'd hear it all the time. I remember even hearing like Hill Harper say one time that like a lot of these great roles, they either want Will or Denzel or maybe even Don Cheadle. You feel like that's changing? That there's more, the cake is bigger, so there's more for everybody else. It seems like, I can't remember a time, I'm going to be honest with you.
I do think that because there's more work, there's a bigger pool, and I do think that there aren't as many black movie stars being made right now, but there's more of a spreading of the wealth as far as a lot of emerging talent, and we're seeing a lot of emerging talent, and I love it. I actually love it, but we don't see Denzel opening a film. I don't know who that. I don't know 5 or 6 of those guys the way we saw someone like Wesley at a certain point.
Yeah.
Denzel. And
Wesley,
Will,
Denzel, and Will, and
yeah. I don't see those kind of box office opening guys. But the
do you
list,
care about that?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, obviously that would be nice, but is that something? Because like when Will talks about it, Will had a very methodical way he went about building himself into a movie star. When you talk about that, do you care about being one of those guys at some point to where you can open a movie to $60-70 million?
When I started this journey, my prayer and my devotion was to be a great artist, to be the best actor that I could be. Honestly, be the best actor of my time. I don't know if that equates to some box office number. I know that I can live a more than comfortable life doing what I do. But that isn't that particular thing, that sounds like that's Will's thing.
Yeah, which is cool, which is awesome. He did it better than almost anybody did.
Yeah, he killed it. Yeah. I just want to be in the movie fucking him up. You know what I mean? I just want to support the brother, and if the powers that be that are green lighting things see a certain quality about me that says that I'm going to open a film, then I'm going to put the same integrity behind it that I put into playing the co-stars that I first started my career with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't have, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'm good, yo. Like I'm good. You know what I mean? Like to me, not everyone is Will Smith because Will Smith built himself and the industry he was bankable to do certain things.
Sure.
That's a lot of
Very
pressure.
specific way, yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. And he wanted that pressure. He was able to execute, and he's amazing. I don't have that pressure on me to have that particular type of career in the way he sees it. But what I do have for myself challenges me, and I'm always looking to be the best actor that I can be and always be able to add value to any situation, any film, project, television, whatever that I'm doing. You know what I mean? But for every, I think to say, oh, I want that Sidney Poitier career, or I want that Denzel career, that's a whole different frequency.
Yeah.
I'm focused on my frequency and the attainable goals that I've already done magic in my own life.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to look outside of myself to, wow, do you want to do it? Like, nah, there's a whole bunch of other things that come with that, that he's dealt with. But for me, in my God sense, I'm making magic. And,
Word up.
And I would love to make magic with Will. And
Last question I'm going to ask you. Last question. So, I've seen you in a bunch of things, know a bunch of things you've been in. We talked about the Titanic 2 thing. The reason why I bring that up is because having been out here in LA for 13 years, you meet people that drag themselves to jobs. Like, you meet guys that come out here that go, yo, I want to be this, I want to be that, like we just said. And they're paying the bills booking commercials. They're paying the bills booking direct-to-TV stuff. They're paying the bills doing other stuff like that. And sometimes that wears on them. They look at, because another thing about LA is you're only one person away from somebody really, really famous. You know what I'm saying? And that in and of itself is a lot of pressure for people, right? Because it's not like it is being back in Baton Rouge to where you see Michael B. Jordan on the TV. If you go to the club here, you'll look across the club and he'll fucking be there. And you'll think, damn, I'm in the same city where it's happening for all these other people. It's not happening for me. The mental toughness that it takes to be on a movie and that you might say is a shitburger, but to know that if you're in that role and you do a good job, that Snowfall is coming, and other roles are coming, and other things like that are coming, and to bring your lunch pail every single day to something that you might not think is the greatest project. How do you do that?
How did I do that?
Yeah.
I did that because like I said, I know who I am. I know what I'm looking for overall out of my career. And I'm also the type of guy that if my friend calls me up and says, listen, I'm doing a project, and I've been in the trenches with that friend, I may lend that guy a day on his project,
Word.
knowing that if I looked at things from the outside and said value-wise and strategically, is that a good move for where I am in my career and I'm on an upward trend, and all of that shit don't mean nothing to me. I already do what I love. I would do this shit for free.
Yeah.
It's transformational. It's a way for me to connect to other people, to experience the world, to get sensibilities and step into different personas and meet crew members and meet other people that are really inspired and willing to create and do that. Some of them doing it just for a job, some of them doing it as their life purpose. It's a beautiful life for me. So I make children's films. I'll make a film and you can put the shit on IMDb. I don't care. Someone else is look at that and go, oh, Titanic 2. For me, I go, not even that it was a check at the time. If you look at the film, you'll be like, look at Amin doing his thing. And I've been an extra in things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I started out in the Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York.
I read about it.
I got strong roots.
Gotcha.
National Black Theater, Harlem, neighborhood playhouse. Like, I'm a theater rat. I love performing. Yeah. I'm part of theater company out here, Ruskin School. I don't look at things as the traditional kind of you're positioning. And, so that's why I'm saying, like, no, I don't see myself, oh, wow, I had to do this at this time and it was to get here. No, whatever I choose to do, I put my best foot forward in that. And it's indicative of what I do, and it's indicative of where I am now and where I'm going to be. Just what it is. It's not a big, it's not a this positioning thing. I don't got to be, you meet me somewhere else, I'm the same dude. I don't have to, I'm good, bro. You put me, I've been doing this shit. I really worked hard.
Right.
I cry about not being good more than I cry about not getting a job.
Is there you seem to be so confident.
You get what I'm saying about that though? No, but that's not confidence. That's
belief.
Work. Yeah. No, that's the work. Like, I've cried about, I need to get better. I'm not good enough. I want things that my skill level is not on the level of. So I had to do a Titanic 2 at that time because I wasn't there.
Right.
You want to be Will Smith, but you ain't got Will Smith's skill. You don't got his charisma. You don't got his business sense. You don't have his work ethic. You don't got his spirituality. But no, bro. You might have to work on yourself. Some of us are blessed with certain things, and then we may have to work to get these other things. So I have to do that work. I have to do that. So I ain't talking about somebody else.
So you're saying there's time that you looked on you've looked at yourself, or you felt like that you knew you had to get back in the lab and get better at your craft.
I've seen a performance, and I've gone home and gone, yo, what you fucking gonna do, bro? Because if niggas is doing that, and you can't do that, I've gone in for auditions where it's been 2 lines, and I couldn't say the damn 2 lines. And I already been to 2-3 conservatories, and I can't say 2 lines so bad that the casting director says, pick up the paper and read it off the paper. Then she's like, throw the paper out your hand and just say the lines. Say, Duke isn't here. The Duke isn't here.
Right.
Thank you for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And you leave. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing with your life, bro? You can't even talk. You can't even say a sentence. What's going on, bro? Perhaps I was probably hard on myself. I ended up booking that role.
So you got the role. Well, you couldn't say the fucking lines.
Because that's the point. The point is that this ain't all about being the best. This ain't all about, I see myself opening up box office. This is about, are you happy with yourself? Did you choose something that you really love? And are you doing that every day? And am I able to support my family, my children, my wife? and live a life that I didn't grow up living because I chose to put integrity in something that I loved, but perhaps I wasn't the best at, but I could get to a point because I love it so much that I can make a career doing it. That ain't everybody thing.
Yeah.
But it's unapologetically mine. And I'm so it's still a vulnerability. Because that means I still have to work. I'm not the guy that's like, I'm good now. Nah, bro, I leave here, I can bomb an audition tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
It's just, but I realize that is part of the process. That is part of what I signed up for. And thank you for it, because it lets me know I'm human. It lets me know that I can make mistakes and still I'm worthy, that even me trying to be perfect, still someone sees something that, Amin, stop the perfect thing. We wanted just that. We wanted just you here. Take all the character to Jerome off. And I'm just a man that loves what I do and works well with other people, and a collaborator and an inspirer. And that's what, like, that's what I bring that's the real thing that any set or any production gets from me, is that I'm indebted and I want to see the best for everyone involved. And I'm a real man. I'm a real spirit. Here for the real shit.
Word up.
So all this other stuff, then all I got to do is just be good at what I say I want to do. All right. I can stay up to 5 a.m. doing that.
Hey, give it up for Amin. Let me tell you something. We got everything in this podcast. We got Jerome Saint. First of all, y'all got to watch Snowfall. Snowfall's doing great.
Yeah.
The Snowfall's doing great. Snowfall is one of the best shows on television.
Just call it the best, man.
The best show on television.
Yeah,
Snowfall's best show on TV. Snowfall's the best show on television. My brother got me into Snowfall. He actually pressured me into it. He goes, "You watching that Snowfall? I haven't seen it yet." He's like, "Nigga, you whack." Like, that Snowfall shit is off the chain. Nick was telling me about. Nick loves Snowfall. Y'all know my partner Nick May. Whatever he says is dope. Got great taste. Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna say something. It's like, with the amount of passion and thoughtfulness that you speak about your craft with, I don't think there's anyone that just listen to that does anything that wouldn't be inspired by that. I think anybody who is trying to attain any goal, if they're painting, if they're hooping, if they want to be a lawyer, if they want to be an attorney, if they want to be, if they're a fucking psychopath and they're actually the person that wants to be the parking attendant, don't understand. I met somebody that said, "Yo, I like that job. I like the job of writing people tickets. Dope. Don't fucking get you, but great." I think that anyone will be inspired by that, and I appreciate you sharing that with us today on the Red Pill, man.
Thank you, bro. And I'm with
man.
the dude that, because someone could look at what I do and go, "Why would you want to do that?" You know what I mean? Like, we all pick these things.
So anybody could look at you on FX and be like, "Yo, why would I want to be on TV?" Yeah, you got to hear. Like, no, they don't say that. Like, what is he talking about? That's not what they say. They go, "That's what I want to do." Now, as far as the guy that writes the tickets, I'm not saying it's a whack job. I'm just saying, nigga, I know that it's a lie that you say, "I already put it in. I can't stop." You could stop. You could not put it in. Nick knows that. That's, by the way, that's another bar. Just so everybody out there, you could not put it in. So all those decisions, you know what I'm saying? You made that decision. That's yours. You could not put it in. But seriously, brother, I wish you much success. Hope to have you back. And what else are you working on? What's coming up? Like, what do you got coming?
Next thing I got is a biopic. It's called The Royal. It's about a baseball player named Willie Mays Aiken. He played for the Kansas City Royals back in 1984. He went to the World Series, and it's a story. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a story about his life and him coming back after falling from grace and picking up the pieces and gaining some.
Who do you play?
I played a lead character.
Oh, we the lead.
Yeah,
we leading the charge here. That's gonna be a big deal. When's that coming out?
Always. Well, we haven't even shot it. We start production late October.
He booked and busy.
Let go.
He booked and busy. Everybody, white, black, red, yellow, green. Give it up for my man. Amin Joseph from Snowfall.
Snowfall.
We got Snowfall.
And this is all for John. If you love John Singleton's legacy, if you loved anything that he's made, support Snowfall because it's one of the last chapters in his book.
We out. 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 We out.